First at noon, the Trump administration is proposing a significant rollback of fuel economy standards for U.S. cars and trucks, moving away from mandates for electric vehicles that he says hurt the auto industry. The move is angering environmentalists. Erica Brown reports from the White House.
Flanked by auto executives in the Oval Office Wednesday, President Trump announced plans to roll back fuel economy standards, saying it will reduce upfront vehicle costs by at least $1,000.
We're making it easier for every family to afford high-quality cars.
The new proposal would lower fuel economy requirements from more than 50 miles per gallon to 34.5 miles per gallon by 2031.
These policies forced automakers to build cars using expensive technologies that drove up costs, drove up prices, and made the car much worse.
Former President Biden had put the higher standards in place, also signing an executive order to make half of all new vehicles sold in the U.S. electric by 2030, arguing they save money for Americans in the long run and reduce pollution.
Mr. Trump is taking a wrecking ball to the biggest single step any nation has ever taken to cut global warming pollution, cut oil use, and save consumers money at the gas pump.
President Trump says he's bringing the automobile business back.
After falling by 5% under Biden, U.S. auto production has surged by 10% so far this year.
This is the latest step by the Trump administration to roll back Biden administration policies related to electric vehicles and environmental policy. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act President Trump signed in July ended tax credits for electric vehicles. That same month, his administration eliminated fines for automakers that did not comply with the federal fuel economy standards. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Back in the islands, a warning on this next story. Some of the details are upsetting. A Hawaii-based sailor is accused of helping to run an online child porn and exploitation ring that tortured young children. The Justice Department says 22-year-old Romualdo Valdez, known online as Duck, was part of a group called Greggy's Cult. He was one of 5 people indicted for targeting kids on Discord, Roblox, and Counter-Strike in 2020 and 2021. A separate criminal complaint from last year says Valdez was a Navy petty officer stationed in Wahiawa. Authorities say he had videos of children and even infants being sexually assaulted. He allegedly hacked people's accounts, then blackmailed them, and in one case forced a girl to carve his nickname on her arm. Anyone who believes they were victimized by this group is asked to call the FBI. A Waipahu man is accused of using online gaming and chat platforms to produce child pornography, according to an article in the Star Advertiser. Prosecutors say 27-year-old David Yamamoto posed as a 16-year-old boy on Roblox and Discord and chatted with underage girls in Los Angeles and in Australia, luring some of them to send them nude photos of themselves. The paper reports FBI agents recovered 19 conversations, allegedly between Yamamoto and girls between the ages of 10 and 16. Hawaii's congressional delegation is calling on the Department of Defense to investigate allegations against a former Tripler Army Medical Center gynecologist Blaine McGraw. Dozens of women have come forward accusing him of misconduct, including recording secret videos, inappropriate touching, and performing unnecessary procedures. McGraw worked at Tripler as an intern and resident OBGYN from 2019 to 2023. He's currently suspended from his post in Texas. His attorney says the accusations are exaggerated. Well, 60-year-old Tommy Childs is now indicted after he allegedly bit a police officer in Waikiki on Thanksgiving morning. He was arrested just 10 days after he was released on his own recognizance in a felony drug case. Prosecutors say they requested that Childs be banned from Waikiki, but that was denied. Childs has more than 300 priors and was awaiting trial. His lengthy rap sheet includes indecent exposure and 2 counts of sex assault in the 1980s. Now, he is required to register as a sex offender, but is non-compliant. Childs is being held at OCCC on $40,000 bail. A second person accused of committing a crime on Thanksgiving is also indicted. 36-year-old Wilson Sardina allegedly robbed the sushi restaurant on Ala Moana Boulevard on Thanksgiving Day. Prosecutors say he entered the restaurant right before it closed, pulled out a gun, and demanded money. Sardina is charged with first-degree robbery, terroristic threatening, and kidnapping. He is being held at OCCC without bail. The mother of a teenager killed in a crash on Maui last year is begging a judge to not dismiss the case against the woman charged with his death. Our Chelsea Davis has more.
Koa Hudson was a little camera shy, but Jerry's grateful she has this video of her youngest son. With his dog Buddy, she now cherishes forever.
Buddy doesn't like the camera.
I was just preparing my son for direction in life. He just turned 19 years old. This was unbelievably unexpected, as it is for any mother.
Koa was hit from behind along Haleakala Highway around 800 feet west of Keohua Road near Kahului in January of last year. Nearly 2 years later, Jerry says life without him is still unbearable.
My son is having another birthday coming up, and that's going to be December 21st. And then I have absolutely no plans for Christmas. From here on out, it just feels like the holidays are going to be filled with nothing but pain.
In June of this year, Cameron Jacobson was indicted for manslaughter. Last month, her attorney filed a motion to dismiss the case, claiming Hudson was driving an illegal dirt bike and was high on marijuana. Jerry says her son's truck had just broken down and he didn't have a ride to get home. He was wearing a helmet.
I don't think that there is any excuse or reason or rationale to dismiss a case where someone pretty much ran over and took a life of someone going 103 miles an hour.
Jerry says Jacobson should be held accountable.
Cameron Jacobson hit my son. She has her whole life ahead of her. Her family gets to see her for the rest of her life. I never, ever get to see my son again.
The hearing for dismissal is set for Judge Kelsey Kawano's courtroom next Tuesday. Chelsea Davis, Hawaii News Now.
A grieving Hilo family is raising questions about a deadly fire at an old factory that had been turned into housing. 27-year-old Antoinette Ami was one of two women who died in Saturday's early morning blaze. Authorities say the old Pu'ueo Poi building has multiple residential units. Ami's sister wants to know if the building was up to code and safe for renters. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, along with another fire in Hilo the next day that destroyed 4 buildings. With more than 600 officer and civilian openings at HPD, a new report says incentives could help reduce vacancies. Honolulu City Council Vice Chair Andrea Tupola led a task force that produced the 26-page document. It suggests a $2,000 referral bonus, parking allowances for civilian employees, mentoring for recruits, as well as retention bonuses for longtime officers. The report also recommends a $500 housing stipend for both civilian workers and uniform officers.
We want more local families to be interested in this job and then stay for the long term, which means that housing will always be your #1 cost, no matter what field you're in.
Tupola plans to formally present the proposal to the Police Commission in 2 weeks on December 17th. She'll also discuss it with the City Council's Public Safety Committee next month.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Over the past several days, we've been giving you the first alert about an increasing chance for rainfall over on Kauai, all due to this weak cold front that's off towards our northwest. This is the tail end of a much stronger cold front that's far in the northern Pacific. But as we zoom in a little bit closer, we're starting to see some moisture moving in closer to the Garden Isle. We've seen a few showers just in between Kekaha and Hanapepe earlier today. But again, we're still seeing some moisture moving in from the south and southwest. That's going to continue throughout the rest of this afternoon. The western half of the island of Kauai, the leeward side, has a better chance for rainfall throughout this afternoon. Coming up, I'll give you a look at our first alert futurecast and tell you what you can expect as we head into the weekend.
Hello, Drew. Well, 7 Hawaii governors are throwing their support behind Kamehameha Schools' admissions policy. In a letter, they say some wrongly seek to undermine Princess Pauahi's vision by forcing Kamehameha Schools to disregard her will, which gives preference to Native Hawaiians. It reads, quote, her trustees' efforts to honor that directive are under attack. The school is being sued for discrimination by a group called Students for Fair Admissions. Former Governor John Waihee told Hawaii News Now the idea came from former Governor Linda Lingle.
She calls, we get started, but it was like throwing a match on a flame, on some kindling that was ready to burn anyway.
Meanwhile, 3 finalists have been named for Kamehameha trustee. They are Olin Lagan, Keith Vieira, and Eric Yeeman. You can send your thoughts to the probate court by the end of the month, which will make a final decision. We have an address and email on our website. Oahu's taxi companies may soon be able to get their own fares under a bill expected to pass the city council today. Our Daryl Huff says the goal is to help cabbies compete against ride-sharing apps.
For decades, the city has set the fares for taxi cabs like this, which has made it almost impossible to compete with transportation network companies like Uber and Lyft. At the airport taxi stand, cab drivers queued up to wait for riders, while the rideshare pickup area was busy.
I find using the Uber or the Lyft, I'm totally addicted now, that I become a fan of it, that I can just order it and see it coming.
Dolores Shore of Kailua doubts taxis will ever catch up in popularity, even setting their own rates.
And that, I think, will be still a disadvantage for the taxi cabs because people are addicted to their apps.
But council members who proposed freeing the cabs from rate control say it's worth a try.
We want to support our local businesses. I mean, Charlie's Taxis have been here forever, the cabs. So we want to make sure that the playing field is even and level so that our local companies can still thrive here in Honolulu.
Aloha, Charlie's Taxi, how may I help you? Okay, pick up from where? Just one person? It might take about like 20 minutes, okay? Thank you.
We do have cameras inside of every vehicle so we can see what's actually going on.
At Charlie's Taxi Dispatch Center,
606.
there is high hope that setting their own competitive rates and the personal touch of experienced dispatchers and drivers will be a competitive edge.
With this change in the legislation, we're going to actually be able to bring on more drivers, so improve service, shorter wait times, and I think more reliability.
Supporters say customers should not assume taxis will raise rates significantly.
The market will determine whether or not the rates are too high or too low because people may or may not use their services.
Charlie's business consultant, Ryan Naka, said rate freedom will bring flexibility, and the law still requires posted rates, metered fares, and driver regulation.
Riders are going to have more of a sort of transparency. They're going to be able to kind of expect what the ride is going to cost, and I think overall it's going to be a better experience.
It's hard to predict how the industry will change with the fare structure going away, but we'll know pretty soon. The mayor is likely to sign the bill, which will take effect immediately. Reporting from Honolulu Airport, Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.
Coming up, an alleged shooter makes a court appearance from a hospital bed, the latest on the National Guard shooting case. Plus, a major milestone in the rebuilding effort for Maui's wildfire recovery. The first court hearing for the man accused of killing a National Guard soldier and wounding another revealed new information about last week's attack just blocks from the White House. The suspect faces murder and other charges. He appeared on video from his hospital bed today. Nicole Sanga has the latest.
Newly released surveillance images revealed in court documents appear to show the suspect standing near a busy Washington, D.C. metro station before turning a corner and opening fire at members of the National Guard. He allegedly was shouting Allahu Akbar, Arabic for God is greatest. 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf were struck in the head. The gunman then engaged in a shootout with another guardsman and at one point bent down next to the wounded soldiers before being shot at by an uninjured guardsman while reloading. The suspect remains hospitalized, as does Staff Sergeant Wolf. Specialist Beckstrom died Thanksgiving Day. The alleged shooter, Rahmanullah Lochinwall, served on a CIA-backed operations team in his native Afghanistan before he fled to the U.S. in 2021 and was granted asylum earlier this year. In response to the shooting, the Trump administration's now halting all immigration applications from 19 countries. And officials tell CBS News the administration is also considering expanding the travel ban list from 19 to around 30 countries. Lochinwall has pleaded not guilty to murder, assault, and firearms charges.
This individual was brought into this country as a result of the largesse of the American people and the American government. And he betrayed us.
The suspect's next court appearance is scheduled for January 14th.
Nicole Sanga, CBS News, Washington.
Back here at home, a milestone in the Maui wildfire recovery. The county has completed its 100th rebuilt structure. Crews rebuilt 88 residential and 8 non-residential structures in Lahaina and 4 residential structures in Kula. All have passed inspection and are ready for residents to move in. 295 homes are currently under construction. 350 permit applications are being processed. Well, nasty winter weather that hit the East Coast is bringing some of the first snowfall of the season to millions of Americans. It also left behind some chilly temperatures. NBC's Erin McLaughlin has more.
Overnight, a fast-moving storm slamming the East Coast, dumping up to 10 inches of snow in some areas. The first blast of winter for many, wreaking havoc on the roads. In Connecticut, a tractor-trailer overturning on the ice, causing a massive backup. And another highway in Pennsylvania shut down after multiple trucks crashed.
Put on your flashing hazard lights, stand well clear of approaching traffic.
Authorities reporting hundreds of emergency calls for accidents and stalled vehicles. In West Virginia, a dramatic rescue.
Multiple callers advise that the semi is hanging off of the bridge. Debris everywhere.
After a big rig slid off the side of a bridge. According to reports, the truck's load of bricks, the only thing keeping the tractor-trailer from completely falling. The driver hanging precariously for over 5 hours before being pulled to safety. Across the Northeast, snowplows in overdrive.
A lot messier than what I thought it was going to be.
While others hunkered down to ride out the storm, with ice melt and snow shovels flying off shelves at this hardware store in Connecticut.
Oh, we've been super busy.
Business may be good, but some customers wish the snow stayed away.
It's a little too early for me. After Christmas is good, right around Christmas is good.
But for others, the storm providing the first fun of the season.
Snowmen, hot cocoa, finishing up the Christmas decorations inside. It's the perfect snow day.
And some chilly traditions.
On the first storm of the year, I always wear shorts. It's just a very New England thing.
Brr. Well, that was NBC's Erin McLaughlin reporting. Coming up, close up on a creature in a liquor store who's truly a party animal.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we've got your full First Alert forecast. The details just ahead.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
All right, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We're halfway through the week, everybody. Let's take a look at our First Alert Weather forecast. Here's what we're tracking out there. We've got some increased chances for rain over Kauai, really the leeward and western half of the island out there. We're seeing a few showers on our First Alert radar and satellite. We're also seeing light southeasterly winds across the rest of the island chain and some reinforcing northwest swells that are moving in. You can see on our First Alert radar and satellite that cold front just off towards our northwest. We're tracking the rainfall as some convergent bands are moving in. You can see some showers just off to the southwest of Kauai that are going to continue moving up towards the north, giving a better chance for rainfall over near Keikaha and the other leeward portions of the island. But as we continue to move down the rest of the state, relatively quiet out there, not seeing a lot of rainfall. A few sprinkles could be moving in towards Puna and Volcano as we're going forward into later this afternoon, but overall pretty dry for the rest of the state. And you can see in our First Alert Futurecast, all of the moisture is right off over the western part of Kauai. A few showers could move into the windward portions of the island as we go into this afternoon and evening. Then the front starts to retrograde or move back up towards the northwest as we're going into early Thursday morning. Late tonight, we could see a few sprinkles over the windward portions of Maui, Hawaii Island, and maybe even some windward showers moving it over towards Oahu as we go into Thursday morning. And then a more typical trade wind pattern is expected as we're going into the weekend, so some more windward showers are expected out there. Our island by island forecast for Wednesday. This is over on Kauai, mostly cloudy out there, scattered showers across the state. That's what we're seeing across the entirety of the island chain. Still seeing some east/southeasterly winds, trade winds starting to build in as we're going into Thursday. Still hazy out there this afternoon. 86 for a high in Kahului out there this afternoon. Still seeing some haze along the Kailua Kona side of Hawaii Island. Some morning sunshine out there with some afternoon clouds and showers. A few sprinkles moving in towards Pahoa, Puna, and maybe even closer to Hilo, the northern portions of Hawaii Island. Pretty sunny and a little bit hazy at times. The northern portions of Hawaii Island seeing around 10 to 14 feet for this afternoon, and other swells building in. Today, another one Thursday, and a smaller one moving in on Friday. West-facing shores around 7 to 10 feet. We're also tracking all of that energy that's moving in. You can see in our swell forecast a couple of other swells are going to be coming in as we're going into Thursday and Friday. Let's run through your 7-day forecast really quickly. Mahalo to Rick for sending in this background photo. Lots of sunshine going into the weekend. Better chance for showers today over on Kauai.
going to love this story. A rowdy raccoon in Virginia just went on the kind of liquor run that wasn't on anybody's shopping list.
Animal Control says the little bandit crashed through the ceiling of an ABC store in Ashland, took out part of the security system, and then helped himself to the liquor aisle. They say about $250 worth of bottles were destroyed before the raccoon finally passed out in the employee bathroom right next to the toilet.
Now, officers scooped him up, let him sober up for a few hours, and then released him back into the wild. A nearby martial arts studio says their snacks were hit too, and they think it's the same raccoon.
I gotta say, the picture of him laying down on the ground next to the toilet is hilarious. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, I didn't want to out anyone in particular, but I know there's a lot of people who can relate to that toilet scene after a very, very long night.
And I'm pretty sure that photo's been sent in our Slack, our Hawaii News Now messaging system as a meme already. So
yeah, lots of memes on the way for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, here's a live look outside, looking towards the reef runway. Beautiful out there today. Better chance for rainfall over on Kauai. We'll have more news coming up at 4 o'clock.